But yeah, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I created that epic sparkler shot that so many of you have liked yesterday. Let me see if I can open it up here and show you the photo that I'm talking about. New Finder window. Let's get this bad boy up here. Where are ya? Downloads. I think I got a good version of it. If not, I can just send it to myself real quick. Let's just do that. That's probably going to be easier. Yeah. Where is it? Where are ya? And I'm actually going to take it a couple steps further than the one that I put on Facebook yesterday. I'm actually going to take it a little bit further and show you a little more in-depth the photo, a little bit more editing, I should say. Let me open this here real quick. Oh, it's a TIFF file. It's going to take forever. Oh, no, it didn't. So the photo in question is right here. So this is the photo that I'm going to be showing you guys how I created. And oddly enough, it's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of tips and tricks, and it's a little time consuming, but it's really honestly not that hard to do. So I want to walk you guys through how I did it and kind of show you the entire process and the little cheat that I used to really get this look and to create this photo. So let's just jump into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Photoshop here. Now you're going to see like some craziness because I'm working on my MacBook. I wanted to let you guys know that right away, that I'm working on my MacBook, so it may be a little bit laggy, but I want to be able to show you guys how I did this. So let's just open up Photoshop here. I already have Photoshop open. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the image in here, and I did save it to my desktop. That way I could quickly bring it in. There, you saw my trick right there. You saw how I did it right there. Let's bring this image in. Okay, so we're going to do a few things with this image, and the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get rid of some of these distractions in it. Now, this is going to be kind of a process. You do have to have the newest version of Adobe Photoshop, or at least the cloud version, I should say. It doesn't have to be the brand new version, but you do definitely need that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to take this side out of here. I'm going to take this ashtray out of here, and basically just, and you actually can't really see the ashtray because my head's in the way. So when I do it, I'll scoot it over here. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I did that and how I made, and then how I added the sparklers, how I added the color overlay. It's going to be a little bit of a process. This may take a while. So grab yourself a monster or whatever you want to grab, and let's get into it, and let's edit this bad boy in Photoshop. Now, I am recording this as well, so this hopefully will be able to be replayed on YouTube and all of my other streaming outlets. If you're following me on Facebook, go over to my YouTube channel, Josh Russell, and hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be releasing videos, more videos like this throughout the winter, because my plate is clean except for a couple little small projects. So it's time to create stuff to help you guys and basically not charge for it. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of what I do, and we're going to get into it with this photo started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this ashtray here. Can you guys see the ashtray, or is it kind of blocked by me? Let's move it over a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this ashtray here. And the way that we do that is we're going to use the content-aware fill. And it's super easy to do. You just grab the polygonal lasso tool, and we're going to get pretty close to it because we don't really want to mess up any other areas. So we're going to get moderately close to this bad boy right here. And we're going to go around it. Now you have it selected, so what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to go up here and hit Edit, Content Aware Fill. That's going to open a new window, and what that window is going to do is it's basically going to do your job for you. Now it's showing me that what it does is it tries to mirror what's going on around it. And anything that's green is what it's sampling. So I want to get rid of all this because I don't want to sample anything that looks like this. And basically, I just wanted to sample the bricks. And now I usually use a stylus and like a Wacom tablet, but I wanted to make this as easy for you guys to replicate as possible. So let me just let me get rid of myself here while we're doing this part. And where are you? Disappear. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're back in it. So yeah, what I want to do is basically just make sure that it's copying some sections that look similar to what we want that field to be. And as you see, it is basically just did our job for us. And we're going to hit OK. So now that whole piece is gone. It's completely changed. It's good to go. And it's actually, it's created it on a new layer. So if you don't want your, you know, if you think you messed up or you did anything, you can just delete it and start over. But I like the way it looked. Let me bring me back up now. Bam. Hello. So now that I like it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer because I always start with that, and I should have did that from the get-go, but I didn't. So I'm going to create a copy layer of my original image. That way, no matter what, if I mess something up, I always have that original image to go back to. So, yeah, now we're good. And what I can do is, since this looks good, let me bring it over here just a little bit again. Since this looks good, I wouldn't change anything about it. It blends in nicely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command E or Control E if you're on a Windows computer and make that one layer. So now it's all good. Okay, so we did that side. Now I want to do this side. I want to get rid of these windows. I want it to look like a castle all the way across. And we're basically just going to redo what we just did. And we are going to take the polygonal lasso tool, go right along the edge here, nice and tight, all the way down, all the way up, and Bob's your uncle right there. So what we did is we are now lassoing that area, and we're going to go back up. We're going to hit Edit, Content Aware Fill. Now, this doesn't always work. With this type of texture and stuff, it's doing a pretty good job, but trust me, it does not always work as well as it looks. Can I zoom out? There we go. So I'm going to deselect, and it's automatically going to be in the deselect when you do this, so you don't really have to worry about that. And what it's going to do, it's going to select part of that area. It's going to start making this brick, and we're going to hit OK because I like the way that looks. Let's deselect it. Let's look at it. Now, it is kind of funky. It does have a little bit of weirdness to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually fix that weirdness a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit Command E. We're going to drop that down in. But then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the clone stamp tool, and we're going to just grab an area, just kind of start bringing it over here, and we'll just kind of manually fix some of these bricks to make them look a little bit more natural and real. So it's, like I said, fairly simple to do these steps. It does look a little funky right here, so let's just grab something like that and just kind of, let's kind of just fix some of these rocks a little bit. Give them a little bit better texture, because when you're out here, you really don't notice it as much as when you're in here pixel peeping and looking at it up close. But now it looks like, you know, a good brick wall all the way across. There's no windows. I do want to get rid of a couple other things here, so I'm going to use my clone stamp tool and get rid of that guy. Get rid of this guy. Also, there's a part of her dress right here that I want to kind of clean up. Let's get a little bit smaller there. And so basically, I'm just clone stamping out areas. If you guys have any questions, also, please feel free to ask as I'm going. This is all about helping you guys learn. I already know how to do it. I want to teach you guys how to do it. So Basically, all I'm doing right now is just going around and cleaning up areas that kind of have a funky look to them. And I actually think I want to... Oh, I didn't even see this area up here. I did not edit this area yesterday when I was editing that photo. Bam. Edit. Content aware fill. Give me a little bit of... There we go. That's simple. Boom. All right, so now I am at a place where I feel comfortable. This is going to sound a little monotonous or tedious, I should say, but I don't like the fact that this line doesn't go all the way down. So now it does. It's all about the little details for me. That one little detail definitely would have made a major difference when I'm working on this. Now, they are a little off-center because I did bring this over. So what we can do is I can kind of center them again. And I'm just going to take a little bit off. Image, crop. Now they're more in the center. Now I am much more happy. I mean, look at the difference in this image here before and after. And all we did is like 10 minutes worth of cleanup, and we have a much better photo already. And I haven't even done anything really to it except for just clean it up. So let's dive in now, and let's start working on the spirals or the sparklers, because that's the next step. And then after that, then we will get in and add some color to it, add some detail, stuff like that. So because we want to do all that together. So the next thing we're going to do is, now, like I said, I cheated. I actually downloaded a sparkler overlay pack from Etsy. I will leave the link in the description when I put this on YouTube. I'm not affiliated to it. It's nothing. All you have to do is you just go to Etsy and type in like sparkler overlay, and there's literally like thousands of them to choose from. I just chose basically the first one I saw, but the one that I felt fit me the best, and I just downloaded it, and I'm going to show you how to use them here. So what you do, this came with like a full alphabet. So if I wanted to do pretty much anything with it, it's a full alphabet. But what I want to do is I want to use this ZZZ swirl here. If I wanted to use love, if I wanted to use these hearts, if I wanted to use an infinity logo, I could do that. But this is the look that we were going for when we shot the photo. Now, I will tell you that we did try to use sparklers on location, and it was like 4:30 in the afternoon in October, and it didn't get dark until about 6:30, so it just didn't work. So I knew in my head, even as we were shooting these, that I was probably going to have to add in some type of spark. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to overlay it onto my photo. Now, with that being said, it's not the angle, it's not the depth, the width, stuff like that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that black is transparent. So I'm going to click on my layers tab. I'm going to click this drop down that says normal. We're going to go to screen, lighten. So now we have it looking a little better. We can actually probably go to screen. Screen looks a little better. So you can see that now the sparks are on there, but one, they're still over them, and two, it's not the right like width and depth and stuff like that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command T, which is transform, or Control T. I'm going to bring it down. Hold on. I'm going to hold in Shift and bring it down. And then also I'm going to keep holding in Shift, and I'm going to bring it over. And what I'm doing now is giving this a little bit more of the dimension that I want. Okay. There we go. So now that looks a lot more like what I want it to. Now we have to tackle the fact that it is over our subjects. It's over Catherine and Brian, and I don't want that. Now, I do want it to be over them in certain parts, but not the entire thing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to mask them out, and then on top of that, mask the sparklers out in certain spots. So what we're going to do the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our background copy to, or whatever you labeled it. And we're going to go up here to edit. We're going to select, right? Select, yep. And then subject. What this is going to do is it's going to select your subject. And it did a pretty good job. What we're going to do is we're going to just kind of zoom in here and see really what it did and see what we have to add. Okay, so I see some spots. So I'm going to take my lasso, my polygonal lasso tool, and I'm going to hold in Shift. And what Shift does is it's going to add to your already selected area. So we're going to select. We're going to keep holding in Shift, and you just kind of want to go around this area. And we're going to go down, and his hand was not selected because it did blend in. So we're going to just go around it. And anybody that asks, I did make the sparks transparent. That way we could kind of see what we were doing. Or I turned them off, I should say. Lasso tool. There we go. All right, so we're just going to keep lassoing in this area. All right, so now he is pretty good to go. This area we could get rid of because we don't need it. So I'm going to hold in the Option key. I think it's Alt on a Windows computer, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Basically, you're just going to erase that or subtract that, and you can do that with the same way you just did adding. Okay, so now we'll get her head here just a little bit more. Get that in there. Get your head in there, girl. Okay, so we got them selected. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit Control or Command J, and we're going to bring that to a new layer now. So if you wanted to, you could go in here, you could look at it, and you could say, I just have them. Now, what I'm going to use that for is I'm going to use that as a little bit of a cheater layer, if you want to call it that. And what I'm doing is I'm going to bring my sparks back up. I'm going to select my sparks, and I'm going to, before I do anything, I'm going to make a mask, which is this little square with the circle. And that's going to add a layer mask to that. Now, if you don't know what layer masks are, these are really easy ways to add and subtract stuff without using your eraser and basically destroying your photo and not being able to go back and do what you want. With the mask, you can add and subtract stuff and keep doing it in and out as much as you want. And basically the way you do that is anything that's painted white is going to show up in your mask, and anything that's black is going to be deleted in your mask. So basically, if you use the black brush, I will go with the black, I have a pencil brush here. And basically, if I were to come in here and just start painting black, black, it'll start deleting stuff. But if I go back to my white brush and bring it back, the white will come back. So what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to cheat a little bit here. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold in Control or Command on your mask on the masked couple layer, and what that's going to do is it's going to bring up the marquee the lasso that you made, the selection. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to start deleting certain spots that we do not want these sparklers to show up. And because what you did is you selected just them, I can't delete anything outside of them. So now I can just go in and I can just start deleting by using the black brush. I can just start deleting stuff that I do not want sparks to show up on. But it's going to keep it behind them. And then what I could do is I don't want it to be a super hard brush like it just was. So now you can see that is going behind her. What we're going to do then is we're going to come over here and we're going to should we delete it all the way off of him here? Let's see what it looks like. Let's see. This is some epic music in the background right now. It's just, I'm feeling it. How's that look? Okay. So I like that look. Now it's going down. Now we're going to go down here, and we're going to, so it's going across her here. And basically what that's going to do is it's going to kind of hide this armpit too. No matter how beautiful a person you are, your armpit looks weird. It's just, it's a part of the body that just is not flattering no matter who you are. So we'll just leave it there because it's kind of covering that area up. We're going to go down here and we're going to mask this next area, which would be her hand and the middle part of her dress. And we'll go down, we'll look and we'll see how we got going on here. So we'll leave this one, but then we're going to delete this one. Why don't I see any chat? Is there any chat? There we go. Now I can see it. You were here when this happened. All right, so basically, and then we're going to have to go back up to our hard brush here. And we're just going to kind of make these sparks a little more sparky. Get rid of some of this. Do like a hard edge here. Because I was using a soft edge, which was making it look a little fake. So, yeah, we want it to look more realistic. All right, so there we got that. And then the last one we're going to do is this one down here, which is this guy around here. And we'll just take our brush up because we're going to delete all of this. And because, and then so this is now what we have, is we have this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect so you can kind of see what's going on here. Now, there are some trouble areas where we want to bring some of that back in. So we'll keep our brush. We'll go soft with it. And then we're going to zoom in and hit some of these edges just to kind of make it look a little more realistic. Because it wouldn't end just like that. Mask, white. We're going to bring them back in here. We can even go a little softer with the brush. And let's take the flow down a little bit. Flow. There we go. So that's just going to kind of give it some edge here. Some spillage. And this is the main area that I was talking about down here. This looks funky. So we'll just kind of do that. And then we'll get rid of some of that. Let's see here. We got that line looks fine. This looks fine. Yeah. So there you go. Bob's your uncle. My chat disappeared again. Why does my chat keep disappearing? Can I see the freaking chat? There we go. Hey, you look normal now? Oh, because the last time. I got you. All right. So, we are here. Zoom out. Let's take a look at it. And this is what we're looking at. Which looks amazing already. But what we can do now is we can add in some coloring, some presets, stuff like that. I'm going to use the Glenn Dewis presets because I absolutely love them. Now, I know this is also another purchase. I will also leave the link in the YouTube channel for this one. Glenn Dewis is an amazing person and an even more amazing graphic artist, photographer, photo manipulator, just a great, great artist. Check him out. Actually, look what I see. We can actually go back in here. As I'm sitting here, I notice that this hand doesn't need a mask on it. Oh, turn my flow back up. Turn my hardness up for this one. We don't want the spark in front of their hand. We want it behind them. Because we want to be able to see their hand. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Looks amazing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start adding like some adjustment layers and stuff like that and really make this photo pop. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my curves, and we're going to basically create 3 drops here, 3 dots. Click 3 times. These are going to be your lows, these are your mids, and these are your highs. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring these lows down. Just give it a little bit of an edge. And then we're going to bring these mids up. And we're going to bring the highs up just a little bit. And what that is now is that's an adjustment layer on top of my photo. So we're already getting there. Let's bring another. So I'm just clicking adjustments here. And the next one we're going to do is we're going to do the... actually, what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll go background. And we'll go up to filter, camera raw. And we're going to kind of mess with it here in camera raw. Yeah. I know how to use camera raw. Shadows are going to come up. Highlights are going to come up. Exposure is going to come up just a smidge. And then we want to go down here and we want to get rid of this weird vignetting that's going on the photo by just doing that. And we will now have a much better photo to work with. Okay, so next step, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this adjustment layers and we're going to go to Selective Color, which is this little box with the X looking thing in it. We're going to find our yellows, which would be your color right here, and we're going to just kind of manipulate them. We're going to bring the oranges. I really like this photo to have some orange to it. Just because I feel like when you see these sparks would have like a nice orange tint to them. So that's why I do it this way. No reason other than artistic thoughts, artistic appreciation. This is an opinion of mine. So I go up with my magentas, I go down with my cyans, I leave my yellows where they're at, and I go up with my blacks, which is going to make it more contrasty. So now you can see, let's bring that up where it's supposed to be. And let's actually go back in and let's kind of mess with it just a little bit more. There we go. I went a little harsh with it because it was on the wrong layer. There we go. So, I mean, in all actuality, you could stop right there. That looks fantastic. Let's go over the curves. It looks fantastic. You could stop right here. This would be like a done photo. It looks really, really good. But I want to add just a little bit more to it. And what I'm going to do is this is where I'm going to use these Glenduis presets. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to hit color lookup. Now, if you have LUTS presets, or I should say lookup tables, LUTS on your computer, this is where you're going to use them. What you're going to do is you're going to hit 3D LUT. Whoa. Oh, I'm talking to my Alexa, and I forgot it was saved as the word COMPUTER, and it heard me. And now I know that I'm 7.1 miles away from Appleton. So let's just go and let's look and let's see what some of these lookup tables look like on here. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. I think the Rosa one is the one that I really like. So, yeah. No, that's not the one that I used. Nathan? Like I said, I'll leave a link to these presets in the YouTube video. Okay. So, Nathan is the one that I used. And then what I did is I turned the opacity down on it to like 35 or so. It's going to add that color in, but it's going to bring it way back, and it's not going to be as harsh. One other one is I went in and I added another layer, and I came down here to all the way down to my lighter blue day, I think it was. Let me see. No, I don't think it was that one. I think I tried that one, and I wasn't a fan of it. Yeah. Blue day? Blue day. Yeah. And then I turned the opacity down on that one as well. Just to kind of bring a little bit of blue in there. And then what I do is I always take this one, and then I'm going to add a new group from layers by just clicking this little cheeseburger stack right here next to layers. New group from layers. Naming that color. That way my color is in its own like folder file. If I want to just turn that off, I can just go bam and turn it off, turn it back on. So I think this photo's done, guys. I honestly, like, I don't know what else I would do to this photo other than print it and hang it on a canvas and bring it there. I really like the way that it looks. I'm going to bring the original back up on top of it so you guys can see just what we did. Oh, shoot. Let's not do that. I don't want it in that folder. Don't go in the folder. Don't go in the folder. There we go. So we have the original photo right here, the OG, the one that you don't want to hang up. And then we have the edited version here. And like I said, my Mac was running a little slow. But you can see that this area is cleaned up. This is cleaned up. This is cleaned up. And then we got our mask on there, which made the sparks look nice and real. Swooping in and out. Looking fantastic. Just making banger photos, guys. That's all we're doing. We're making bangers. Hope this helped you guys. Like I said, I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel, hopefully. I'm going to be doing more of these live sessions where I show you some editing styles and skills and color manipulation and skin cleanup and just all sorts of fun stuff. I'm tired of trying to think of stuff to make on YouTube and then not even making it. So I'm going back to the old structure where I just don't care the quality of the photo or the videos. I just want them to be good quality of work and you guys get something from them. So I'm not putting all this time and effort into making them all like super professional. I just want to put videos out for you guys so you guys can learn and love and laugh and do all those other weird things that people talk about when they're making inspirational quotes. I hope this helped you. Like I said, if you see this on the tube of you, hit that thumbs up button. I'll talk to you guys later. Holla.